Hey, what's going on, guys? This past week was actually spring break for me. Most of my friends went to different places throughout Europe. I actually stayed in Italy for the week because my parents came to come visit me. And it was really nice to see them. It was their first ever time in Europe, so it was really cool to be able to show them around the place that I've been calling my home for the past 2 months. And it was also the longest I've ever gone without seeing them, so it was really nice to catch up with them. And I had an amazing week with them, so I really wanted to use this video to kind of reflect upon it, and I hope you guys enjoy. So the week started off on a bit of an interesting note, to say the least. Okay, so it's about 3 o'clock. My parents told me that they would be here at 1:30, and I haven't heard anything from them, so I'm not gonna say I'm worried, but I'm a little worried. Update, it's currently 4 o'clock. I finally heard from my parents, so they're alive, that's good. I'm going to their Airbnb right now to meet up with them. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. So as you guys could see, there was a little bit of a mix-up between me and my parents when they first got here. And like I said before, it was their first time ever traveling overseas. So I was a little bit worried at first because obviously they didn't know where they were. They didn't have any way to communicate with me. But eventually they were able to reach me through WhatsApp, and I was able to meet up with them and see that they were okay. My parents' Airbnb was actually only about a 2-minute walk from my apartment. So I pretty much just showed them around the neighborhood, showed them where different things were at. And we also hit some of the main monuments, but my parents were obviously pretty jet lagged from their plane ride. So it was a pretty low-key day overall. But despite the jet lag, my dad decided to come out to the bar with me and my friends. He kind of relived his college days a little bit. We had a great time. We were out until I think 1:30 in the morning, which obviously my mom wasn't too happy about. But it was a great time, and as you can imagine, he was a fan favorite.
First impressions of Rome.
It seems like a really fun city. It's beautiful, and so far so good. We had a nice tour from you yesterday, which we thoroughly enjoyed.
Are you happy to finally be in Italy?
I am happy to finally be in Italy.
Tracing your heritage.
Tracing my heritage, yes. Yeah, Nana would be thrilled.
What do you think about your husband's performance at the bar last night?
I don't know. I didn't witness his performance at the bar last night, but he hasn't really talked to me about it because he came home and went straight to sleep, and really hasn't been very talkative this morning. So you know, he was out a little bit longer than I thought he was going to be, but you know, whatever. It's all good.
End of the hour. How we feeling this morning?
Excellent.
We had Big Mookie out last night. Learned that he can still hang with the boys. This man fucking spent my entire college tuition on drinks last night at the bar. Taking straight Jaeger bombs to the face.
I think that's a tad of an over-exaggeration, but we did enjoy ourselves.
So with their first full day in Rome, I took my parents to some of the main monuments that I actually hadn't been to yet, like the Colosseum and the Roman Forum. And we had a really good time walking around the city and checking those things out. Probably the highlight of our week was our trip to Venice. My parents loved absolutely every second of it. I think it's their new favorite place in the entire world. We didn't really have a plan when we first got there. We kind of just wandered around the city and explored as much as possible. And we also went on a gondola ride, which was really cool. It's kind of something that you have to do when you go there. But it was honestly just a really, really cool experience. Venice is an amazing city, unlike any other city that you'll find in the entire world. So if you're ever in Italy, highly recommend going. We spent the last 2 days of my parents' trip in Rome. We hit a few more monuments, and then we finished the week off with a bus tour, which for whatever reason was my dad's #1 wish when we got there. He really, really wanted to go on a bus tour, and so we were able to fit that in for him. And it was honestly really cool seeing the city from that kind of view. It was really awesome and kind of explored some parts that I've never been to, which was really cool as well. Overall, it was an amazing week. It was really special to be able to share those experiences with my parents. Going into this week, they had felt really bad because I was gonna have to spend time with them rather than going on adventures with my friends. But looking back, I wouldn't have wanted to spend my spring break any other way. It was a good mixture of things that I had already experienced and things that I hadn't yet experienced in my 2 months here. And it was also really cool to show them how much I've grown as a person. And I think it was good for them to see how well I've adapted to life over here, being able to take care of myself even though I'm living over 4,000 miles away from home. So Mom and Dad, if you guys are watching this, it was great seeing you guys this week. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, crazy ass kids living like a